All right. Welcome back, card friends. Thank you all again for being here. We are your hosts. I'm Kev.
And I'm Joe.
And for those of you that are new here, Joe and I are both lifelong friends, both tech guys by day, both dads, and of course, both diehard collectors and card friends. And we started the show for the casual collector, right? We're not influencers. We're not flippers. We're not here to talk about just prices. This is just real card conversation between two friends, right? Two friends who actually just love collecting. And if you're listening, you're part of it, right? So welcome to the Card Friends community. And we say this all the time. We are all card friends here. So if you have a card friend, feel free to share this and pass it along, because the more card friends, the merrier, as they say, Joe, right?
I always say, Kev, everyone needs more card friends. I know I do. The water's warm.
Jump in.
Jump in.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Cannonball.
And thank you for all the friends that have jumped in. Got a lot of early support on episodes 1 and 2, and we really appreciate you guys. Seriously, all the love on socials, and you can follow us everywhere at the Card Friends. Feel free to jump in there as well. Shout out to Dad's Polls on Instagram, because they won the kind of soft giveaway or contest that we did last week, right?
Smell a winner, Kev.
Smell a winner. So for those, again, listening for the first time, we did a giveaway, little Easter egg throughout the episode, where we said if you put a nostril in the comments, a nostril emoji in the one of the comment section, you'd win a free sports pack giveaway, mystery pack from Joe. And congrats, Dad's Polls. You won the giveaway.
I'll reach out. I'll DM you. And judging by your logo, it look like you're a football guy. So we'll see what we can do.
Wow. So they're getting a custom package. I love this. Custom care package.
Yeah, man. White glove. Well, that's what you do for your friends, right?
For your card friends. That's right.
We take care of our own.
Love it. Love it. So let's do opening thoughts, right? My opening thoughts are surrounded around the NBA playoffs this week. With the NBA playoffs kicking off, I'm very excited. Got the play-in games over with, which is always a fun little event. But the playoffs are officially underway, and Celtics fan, obviously, go C's. Green 19 incoming, I think. Celtics are going to repeat. I'm hoping, at least. Outside of just the Celtics and my hometown fandom, my big prediction for the playoffs, and I'm just kind of excited about it, is SGA. In the emergence of SGA, obviously he had an MVP-like season last year. I think he's going to make a run at it again this year. I think you're going to really see both the Thunder and SGA really pop this playoffs. And I actually am a personal collector of SGA. Here's one of my favorites. I'm sharing it on screen for those who are listening. Check us out on YouTube if you want to watch. But it's a
which one is that?
It's an SGA. I'll put it back up. Blue Velocity.
It's a Blue Velocity, yeah.
Blue Velocity rookie card.
I feel like no one remembers he was on the Clippers. At least it was a very short stint, wasn't it? Was it the Paul George trade, right?
It was, yeah. Crazy trade. Tons of picks go to the Thunder, right? I mean,
so back then, maybe on paper it looked good because he hadn't blossomed yet, but man.
And that's kind of what I like about it too. I'm throwing it back up on the YouTube feed. You can see it's got the color match with the Clippers, right? So MVP color match, Blue Velocity on the Clippers color match. I love it. I just love the card when I first saw it. I bought it for $20 or $30 when I first bought it. I didn't pull this. I saw it at a card show and I'm like, it's kind of cool, Clippers, right? And now a couple years later, I think it's worth a couple $100, right? So again, I'm not a full-time flipper by any stretch of the imagination. It's just a player that I liked. I'll probably even just keep this card, to be honest, because I like it so much. Not just personally collect SGA, but I think it's a really cool pickup, and that's why I think it's going to be OKC Celtics in the finals. I think Celtics are going to win in 6 or 7.
That's a hot take. I could see it happening, though. Those guys are too athletic, too fast up and down the court. Yeah, I probably agree with you with the finals prediction there. I enjoy watching the Grizz, but I don't think they're sound enough to make it through.
Yeah, still silly time to bake. Need a couple more pieces, I think.
SGA, they put some good people around him. I got a really nice Jalen Williams private signings auto on card that I hit out of Court Kings randomly. So if you're familiar with the Court Kings set, it's one of my favorite sets because it's an artistic looking set, kind of graffiti vibes. Yeah, this one looks nothing like it. I'll take a pic of it. I don't know. I've been thinking about putting it on eBay, but it's you, Kev. I kind of want to hang on to it because I'm also kind of excited to see where this team can go. I love those scrappy organizations that come up and are actually built from the ground up. For my opening take, Kev, I wanted to share with the community, the card friends out there, a lesson learned and something that I think the people out there should take advantage of if they can. This was a recent trip out to the West Coast. So I was up in the Portland, Oregon area. Everywhere I go, one of the first things I Google is like card shops, right? To see like if there's any around.
I do that too, yeah, to try to mix in with the local flavor, say hello.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
fun,
that.
yeah.
Make
So
some new card friends, right?
exactly, yeah. So I found this really cool shop. I met with the owner and was just talking to him. I bought a couple packs and like a blaster or something and opened it. They had like high tops. They had team bins and player bins. The Celtics bin, the Patriots bin, the Red Sox bin, stock with short prints, numbered cards, you name it, dude. And even in the case too. So I walked out of there like a bandit. And what he said to me was, nobody wants these. Because if you think about it, people that live out Washington and Oregon, they're not Pats fans, they're not Celtics fans, they're not Red Sox fans. So my opening take and my tip to the team is, if you're a diehard local sports fan and UPC or your teams, if you're on the road or out of state, find an LCS and go look at their singles for your hometown teams, because more often than not, they're going to be full. There's going to be a lot more inventory than you would have back home, right? Local bias, I think, is real.
That's such a good call. That's actually an awesome tip. I actually have not thought of that. I've actually thought of the inverse. Like when I go to local Boston-based card shows,
You buy other
I'm
people.
I'm never gonna buy like a box because
You go
they're
into
gonna
it not
upcharge
even,
you. Yeah,
yeah, you go into it like not even like thinking it's going to be an option, right?
yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Like if I wanted a Tatum or a Jaylen Brown or something like that, like you're getting at least 20-30% markup because you're in Boston, and the vendors know this too, right? So it's smart to go. If you're on the road traveling, just pop into a card show and pick up some local favorite. Now, did this place did it have tables that you could sit down in and just open up cards and look through singles?
Yeah, they had high tops. And for the older card friends who might remember the La Biblioteca and the drawers that you would pull out to find where the book was. What was that called?
The Dewey Decimal system.
I think so. I
It's
think
I
it
think
might
it's
be.
the Dewey Decimal, right? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So they had drawers like that, just full of cards organized by team and player, and you could pop them out, bring them over to the table, and just look through them. So I had a field day going through, man, and I walked out of there like a bandit. Like I said, it's awesome. So sharing the knowledge. Yeah.
I love that feel. I feel like there's not a whole ton of shops like that around us. I don't know if it's because like Boston real estate is crazy, right? Massachusetts real estate, but like the card shop lounge almost, right? Like where you can just go in, there's a bunch of tables, sit around, chat with friends, open up stuff together, look through singles. Like I love that idea. I want more of that. So we talked about PC earlier. So for those, again, for the new people who are kind of getting back into collecting, we're going to do an episode where we kind of define some of the hobby terms for everybody. But PC is personally collecting. And I have a ton in my personal collection. Someone was asking me about this on socials fairly recently, and I figured it'd be a good little segment to talk about what are we collecting right now. So who are you PCing right now?
I would say Tatum's probably my centerpiece. Rafaela, Abreu on the Sox, Penny Hardaway, Wemby. Max Clark is who I'm placing the biggest bet on. He's probably my biggest individual PC player. For those who don't know, up and comer on the Detroit Tigers organization. I think he's going to be a stud.
Love it. Yeah. So for me, SGA, like I talked about a little earlier, Paul Pierce, obviously, got a bunch of Brady. I like to collect the Griffies, the Griffey throwbacks.
Yep.
For more modern NBA players, I've been collecting Ja Morant, Zion, and Chet. I've been kind of offloading that. I was big into LaMelo Ball for a little bit, but I kind of offloaded some of my LaMelos a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Outside of sports, though, I've been getting big into the Pokemon scene when I can find the cards. Obviously, the shelves are kind of crazily gone these days, but I dug up the old collection. I found this awesome gem. It's from the Team Rocket Gym Heroes
Is
back
that
in
our boy
1990.
Gengar?
It's Gengar, yeah. And I was looking at it, and I took it out, and I can't take out the back, but I'll post it on socials. But so it's a Japanese version that I bought back at one of the old car shops around us back in the day. I don't even know. I think I bought the Japanese packs by accident. I thought it was the English packs. And yeah, I pulled this Gengar. I thought it was awesome at the time, but I kept it.
Smart mistake.
I know. And I kept it perfectly preserved. And I think it's the most expensive card, or one of the most expensive cards in the set. And when I tell you, it's like perfect 10 condition. And I was looking on eBay, just popping in, like, hey, like, what is a 10 sold for? PSA, a graded 10. And it sold for like over $1,000. And I was like,
No,
what a find. Yeah, yeah. So it's pretty cool. Gengar, Sabrina's Gengar. I was
that's
asking around
awesome.
on the internet to see like what people thought of the card, and some people told me it was in pretty good shape. But I have a new goal, and I have it here
What's
with me
that?
as well. We're doing a lot of visuals here, so for those listening, definitely check us out on YouTube. But I have a binder that I organized all of my original base set Pokemon cards in, and I have all like the blank spots for the missing pages. And basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finally complete my base set Pokemon set and collect the whole set. Yeah,
I like that. That's very Ash Ketchum of you.
you got to catch them all, right? But yeah, no, I only need like 40 cards. And for me to go about it, I popped on that tcgplayer.com. I don't really care about conditions so much.
I
Yeah,
might have some. Who do you need? I don't really. I
I
have
got
a
the
few.
list. I got the list. I found this website called pokecollector.com. Yeah, pokecollector.com. And yeah, let's just do these simple checklists of check off what you got, all the sets. And I made an account. Looks like a site that's a little dated, but hey, it works. It's great for me. I like it. And it got the nostalgia flowing for me. So check out the site. It's pretty cool.
Maybe.
Yeah, point being is like, it's part of the fun, right? Like you
Yeah,
got to have
collect
a,
what you like.
collect what you like. Yeah, you know, I think even if you're into it like hardcore flipping or whatever, I think it's always fun to keep a personal collection going because
Yeah.
I know some people that do the flipping to feed their personal collection, which is kind of cool. I kind of like how they do that.
Yep. And so I also love dabbling in the Pokemon too, but I'm just like I have the worst luck. My biggest pull to date probably, and I love it. And I don't think it's a big chase card, but it's an Alakazam like alt art from 151. It's got like that samurai vibe. It's sweet. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think I do, but I'm trying to get up to speed on Pokemon very fast. I feel like my knowledge dropped off at some point.
Yeah, I'm chasing like I think I bought 3 of those Prismatic Evolution Elite Trainer boxes.
Oh, did you really? Where'd you find them?
The local LCS had them marked up
Nice.
because I didn't know much about the set. I thought I like got the 3 biggest hits in the same box. They were all like the full art EX, like sweet looking, like beautiful Eevees, right? They weren't the one. And then I got a bunch of Umbreons that looked awesome that had like the Pokeball symbol on it. And I thought that I struck gold, but it wasn't the Master Ball, so it had to have the little M on it. It's a lot, man. These eyes, I don't know. I need to get my prescription updated.
Right.
Yeah, so I keep getting fooled by Pokemon. So I'll wait till you get more up to speed and then follow suit. But still have my 2 Charizards base set and then second edition.
Yeah, I love the old polls, man. I found he's a super popular channel. It's called Deep Pocket Monster.
Oh
Check him
yeah.
out. He's got millions of subscribers. Yeah, very famous YouTuber, but he opens a lot of like the old stuff.
Ooh,
And yeah, some of the stuff is crazy. Like he's got full sealed base set cards, like booster boxes. He opens up like a lot of just base set just packs, fossil packs. Some of these packs, single packs alone,
$300.
300, 700, $1,000. Like I
Oh,
didn't realize.
it's not a big set though. It's not a big set. You got to remember.
It's not. No. So it's definitely a high chance. But what I don't understand is like how do people still have sealed packs? And does this get you out a little bit? Because to me, the value of those packs are so high. It's just like a feeding ground for people, for scammers, right? To repack those cards or counterfeit them. There's ways to figure that out, but I always just get when you're spending that premium, like how do you know they're not fake, right?
I know. I mean, there has to be some underground warehouses that are just full of dead stock. Liquidation happens maybe, and these companies buy the warehouse or all the stock in there, and then they come across these beautiful cases of sealed product, and boom, they sell them individually probably for 5-10x.
One of my favorite videos that I've seen is like this Kmart was going out of business and they were clearing out the shelves and like rusted dug underneath one of the shelves. They lifted it up and they found like a few packs. Quick little find. Yeah, right. And it was kind of
That's
fun.
unreal. I think I remember
Yeah,
seeing that, and I don't think that was fake because I think the pack was like crusted to the floor, wasn't it?
it was. Yeah, yeah. So it's out there. I'll have to dig that up and check it out and share it.
I
But
mean,
yeah, it's pretty cool. Imagine finding that. Like I don't know. I'd probably
Didn't
sell it. I probably wouldn't sell it. I'd probably keep it.
I would open it, but
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I think there's a difference between the sentimental PC, investment PC, chasing the hype. It doesn't for me, and I think you, it doesn't necessarily matter if they're hot or not. Again, just collect what you like.
No, you're 100% right. We talked about this a lot. We get a lot of questions about this, especially on the socials, like for people who are like literally brand new, right? We're always throwing out hobby terms. So we wanted to do a segment around just card friend fundamentals, we're going to call it. It's just like for ultra beginners, right? So you feel free to share this with some ultra beginners, that card friends that you have that are getting back into it. And, we just want to share some key tips for new or returning collectors, right? What matters most when you're starting out. And just my thoughts when I think of new collectors, and I've said this so many times, is like, you don't have to just rush to the store and spend thousands of dollars. That's probably not the best way to go do it. You certainly can if you really want to and you want to dive into it and you're having fun. I'm not going to be the fun police on that one, but I just recommend just go dig up your old collection, like attic, basement, garage, wherever you may be. Call the parents up, call your family members up, see if they have some old cards sitting around that they don't really care about. You pop into yard sales, right? Like there's things like that you can do. Go online. There's, like I mentioned earlier, there's people that are opening up these packs and that will educate you. There's so much information out there. Like, do a little bit of research before just running out there and throwing money at any card you see, because that's a quick way to get yourself into a hole really, really fast.
That's what I did. So
I did it, and so I'm sharing my shared learnings. That's exactly what I did, and I think it's designed that way to do that, right? So what are some of your beginner friendly tips that you have?
I think, just like you said, I agree. I think slow down is number one. But one thing that I fell for early on that you'll learn fast is those mystery packs. They're fun, but do a little recon on them. Like, go on YouTube, watch a couple of videos of people opening them, and you'll see there's very low hit odds. And there's also the randomest packs of like unlicensed product in there that you don't want, unless you went to Notre Dame and you want those Notre Dame football packs. That's my take, Kev.
I know.
My tip.
Some other tips I have for people: avoid FOMO at all costs. So fear of missing out. There's so much hype in the hobby these days where like you'll get blasted by social media, like buy this card, buy this card, buy this card, and you can spend thousands of dollars on this card, and you end up like me investing heavily in Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, and Trey Lance, and you know what I mean. And
T-Law's holding on strong.
He can come back. I'm still holding on to T-Law.
He's the only one.
Funny story, in my case up here, I pulled a Trey Lance Genesis.
I remember that. That was early.
Huge hit. Yeah, so this is a good lesson for everybody, right? So I pulled a Trey Lance Genesis early. I graded it, came back a 10. It could have sold for I think $2,000 or $3,000. And what did I do? I said, nope, I'm gonna hold it. And yep, Trey Lance hasn't played a snap in the NFL since he got hurt, and that card might be worth like maybe the grading fee $20-$30 now. So that's exactly why you don't buy into the hype, because of stories like that. I have some similar stories around Mac Jones, same deal, where the hype was so high. I actually saw something online around Mac Jones where someone bought like a card for $100,000, and that same card lost like 99% of its value. So
wasn't that a young kid that pulled it? The 101?
Yeah, so the young kid made out. Yep.
Yeah, good for him.
Young kid pulled it, screamed on the video. I watched it. I liked it. And I was like, what a lucky kid. He sold it. Good for him. He got out. Very smart parents, very smart kid.
Yeah,
sold it. I was not as much smarter than me. But yeah, and someone else got caught holding the bag for that. But yeah, that's why I say look out for the hype, look out for the FOMO, because that is one of the biggest traps for newcomers and returners to fall into.
It's true. The most money they're ever going to get for a card most likely is going to be like in that window of like the first year, if you're going to be chasing the hype, right? If you're a hype chaser. So just be mindful of that, because it's real.
Well, I think everyone's going to, if they do become the next, quote unquote GOAT, right? Like Luka early on, first year, Luka was kind of relatively cheap, maybe a little overvalued, but now if you did buy Luka during that hype, you're like laughing because he's still at an all-time high, such a popular player.
True.
But for every story like that, there's another 100 stories that it went the opposite way. And I think people forget that sometimes, right?
That's very true. Yeah. More often than not, it goes the other way.
Yeah. And we'll do a deeper dive series. Maybe we'll do that for episode 4, a deeper dive series of just like, here are all the best hobby 101 tips for newcomers. And, we'll do that for the card friends.
Yeah. You know what else would be cool, Kev? I'm just curious. Everybody has a favorite sport. Not every state or every region or every part of the country has professional sports. So like for our card friends that live in those areas that, might not have professional sports and collegiate might be bigger, do you follow the player from college through their journey, whether it's the NFL, NBA, or, are you following farm team players through their, path to the big leagues? Just curious, because I think, Kev, we might be a little spoiled being from the Northeast with all of our, I hate to say it, but sports legacy. So like our PC options are pretty rich. Whereas somebody who, is living in, I don't know, Montana or North Dakota or Mississippi, what do our card friends down there do? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I wonder if they're picking just random teams that they like, right?
Right? Yeah, that's how it should be, right? That's what I'm getting at and hoping, and maybe we can extract some more of those stories out there.
Would love to hear it. Would love to hear it. And speaking of the card friends out there, we definitely last episode we were talking about how we want to do a little bit of a mailbag, and we got a couple questions that come in. We'll do one or two really quick now. The one that stuck out to me: what do you do with cards you don't want anymore? So if you are one of those people who went out and bought a ton of cards and just spent a bunch of money and opened up a bunch of packs, and you liked a few, you kept a few, what do you do with all the extra cards, the base cards, the cards maybe that you don't like? What are some strategies that you've done with the cards you don't want anymore?
It's a good question. You can see behind me too many of those big count boxes, but I've developed a relationship with my local card shop owner, LCS shop owner, and I'll put together a 3-row box of base cards, football, basketball, baseball, give them to him. He gives me store credit or cash. He says cash, but let's be real. If he's going to give me more in store credit, I will end up giving him that money back anyway. So I will take the store credit. Thanks. Yeah, he makes little grab bags for the kids and stuff. $1 like brown bags, and just full of a variety of different cards. There's mixed ones, and then he has them by sport. So it's perfect for the young collectors just starting out, right? Like I remember, dude, this guy's been around for so long. When I was a kid, buying those bags with my dad.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's been around that long. I love that.
Yep. It's epic, and that's what it's all about, right? So, and now I didn't even think about that, but full circle, now I'm contributing to those bags, right?
All right. So it's a little bit of a feel good. Plus, you get a little bit of store credit to do the hobby that you love. I love that.
Yeah. It helps. It helps. It does.
I love that. Yeah. I actually have not done that to a local card shop. Maybe I should start to develop that relationship as well. What I've done is, you're right. Step one is definitely to buy one of those storage boxes so that you don't just have them like floating around everywhere and the
in
original
bins. Yeah, you don't want that.
Bins.
Like we did when we were kids, right? That's about mine were.
It can mark up the cards, right? So I think buying the equipment, like penny sleeves, buying top loaders, buying those cardboard boxes, step one, very good to organize the collection.
Don't put the base cards in penny sleeves. It's, you'll end up spending more money in penny sleeves than you'll earn from the cards.
Yeah. So penny sleeves, for those who don't know, they literally cost a penny. They're the thin plastic guards, and they do a pretty good job guarding the cards.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
They're a penny. But to your point, the card has to be worth more than at least a penny to be able to be worth it and save your time. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not worth more than a penny. Every card's worth more than a penny, but I'm thinking of your time, more of your time.
And then there's some things that I do. Like, I know that there's some collectors out there that want to complete sets. I want to complete the Pokemon base set. So you can sell them in lots on eBay. You can sell them big bulk lots on eBay. If you don't have an eBay account, you can set one up. There are some services out there. And again, we're not sponsors or affiliated with any of these places we're talking about, but I've never done this, but something called ComC. It's like a big consignment shop that you can just send like a bunch of bulk into, and they'll sort through it for you. And I
Do
have
you?
no idea of any of the details of any of that, but
I don't
could
know
check
much
out
about
the
that.
service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that? I didn't know that.
Yeah, you like this again. I think that they do that. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that you can send like just a bunch of cards in, and they'll turn it around and get them posted for you on eBay or other places.
Yeah, isn't there another one like GameStop does it now?
And GameStop does something similar, but I don't think they buy the base. Maybe they buy the base cards. I don't know. Yeah, it's a good
No,
question.
but it's not GameStop. It might be ComC because it's a third party that they ship them out to, and then they come back with a price of the bulk. And then
Mhm.
what happens if you say no? Do they send it back?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know enough about the service, but there's some services out there that do that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always do a yard sale, right? You can always give them away. I like you said, give them away to kids, right? There's got some younger family members that they always like the cards too. So that's the fun thing to do with your cards as well.
Yeah. And even at work, when I find out that a coworker, one of their kids is getting the bug, this happened like twice actually. I put together a little box, like one of these like whatever count boxes like this. We'll give it to them, and they'll send me videos of the kids like all hyped. It's sick, dude. It's like there's no better feeling in the world.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
so
it.
share them, get them.
Got to get the young card friends in the mix, right? Always good. I love it.
I would like to do what you do, but I don't know, man. I'm like, how much does one of those boxes weigh when you send it or sell them in bulk on eBay?
Yeah, so the buyer pays for the shipping.
Okay, but how much is it? And it must be a pain in the neck to ship it all up. What do you do?
So I personally do it in those little BCW boxes, 330 count cards. And what I do is, as I'm opening up cards, I just sort them by the set. So like if I open up a bunch of, let's say Prism, for example, and I know I have a bunch of Prism boxes, I have one of those on the side of me and just stuff the base cards into that. I just write on a marker like Prism, throw it up. And then once I fill it up, throw it up on eBay and for like 10, 20, 30 bucks. And people sometimes buy them.
That's funny when you said you do that with the marker. Me too, except I can't keep them straight. I keep changing.
Oh, yeah.
I try to do
Oh
it,
my
man, but
God.
it's like I can't. So like this is like my mini PC box right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so what is that, a single row box that you do, or is it two
Yeah.
row? What's the count?
Just a single row box. Yeah. You don't
Is it
have
like
to
that
do
one?
three.
Is that a
Yeah. It's
350?
just, that's a 330. Yeah. I think that's a 330 that you got right there. Yeah. Pretty common.
Yeah.
They're easy to ship.
You just put the shipping label across the top so it seals it, and then like tape it
Yeah.
up?
Tape it up, shipping label across the top, seal it. Super easy to do and good way to get rid of your base cards.
That's a good idea. I've always been intimidated by it for whatever reason. Like that's why it took me so long to get onto eBay in the first place, because I was intimidated by the shipping process. And if that's a barrier to entry for some people out there, like I know some people who are kind of have reservations because they feel intimidated by the shipping process. It's not that complicated. I was able to figure it out. And if I can figure it out, you could probably figure it out. And it can help keep your budget liquid or your funds liquid, and you can buy cards, sell cards, and it helps balance things out.
So I love what we're doing here. I think we're really helping the card friends out with the card friend fundamentals and tips like this. I want
like
to
it,
dedicate, I want to dedicate a whole episode to this to helping the card friends out and bringing more newcomers into the fold. So maybe next week that's what we'll focus on is just.
Also, too, I was just going to say, put out great checklists and things on social. So if you're not following us on social, give us a follow, and we share tips and tricks on there all the time. So
Yep. And that's at the card friends. And again, if you have questions, if you just want to say what's up, if you want to say hello, feel free to drop us a DM, a comment on some of our videos. We're pretty active on socials. It's at the card friends on all the usual places. Feel free to engage and drop us a note.
Yeah, please do. We love interacting with you guys.
All right. You know what? I'm actually, my big question to the listeners for this week is, who are you collecting right now? Like who are you PCing this time of year? What are you collecting on? What are you focusing on, and why? Feel free to drop us a note.
Yeah, you know what else would be cool? So I've shared some pictures of my PC on my Instagram. Go to yours, tag us in it, and we'll build like a little collage of the card friends PCs. That'd be kind of cool. And then we can have like a carousel post on Insta.
I love that. All
Nobody
right,
does
so
that. Yeah.
So tag us in one of your PC posts. Love that. Love it. All right. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you, card friends, for hanging out with us. And if you have fun, if you learned something, or feel just a little bit less alone in your the collecting chaos world that's out there, again, feel free to drop us a note. feel free to DM, comment, like, subscribe, follow us, share it with one of your card friends. It definitely really helps us out. So if you want to share us within your card friends text chat or group chat, please do. We'd love to invite more card friends into the fold.
We all need more card friends.
We all need more card friends. So don't forget, new episodes drop every Wednesday. And like we always say, we're all card friends here. We'll catch you guys in the next one.